fine.
He won't let me have sleepovers.
No sleepovers, or you're going to get me in deep trouble.
Why?
No sleepovers.
Just sleep on the porch.
I'll sleep at the foot of the bed.
That's
where the cats go,
are.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
A lot of fun. Rabio, thank you.
Oh, was I here today?
Yeah, I think so. When'd you get here?
About 10 minutes ago.
Kyle Clayton, we'll see you tomorrow.
Sure will, sir.
We will have Gonzo here. We will have, who else is coming? Steve Light. And we'll have our letters keep flooding in here. We're going to try to get to a bunch of them tomorrow. Guess that's going to do it. Keep it right here. You got Matt Connerton Unleashed coming up at 4 p.m., followed by Through the Stage Door.
Summer song. Songs about friendship. Broadway songs about friendship this week.
Aw,
A lot of friendship here.
That's right.
I already know what one.
That's what friends are for. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
That's not a
this is
Broadway song.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a radio show.
More like Poor Good and Wicked. That's a song about friendship.
Yeah.
Right, is that all we had to do today?
I think that's it.
I don't think I have anything else, right?
Yep.
Go Celtics.
It's going to rain. Celtics. When do the Celtics play anyway? Friday or Saturday? Don't even
Sure.
know.
Not the correct person to ask.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the problem? I have no more time.
It's the morning show.
The morning show with Peter White. We always have an edge.
So don't forget to check out the morning show every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m.
Starring Peter White.
Well, no starring Peter White or anything like that. Maybe this was a bad idea.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
surrounds me. Say what's lost at any cost. Burn the bridges before they're crossed. Hope for rain, it drowns me. I can hear it creeping down the hillside. You can run, oh, but you can't hide. Fire on the mountain, smoke in the air. You ain't got a hope and you ain't got a prayer. She's coming for everything that you own. Wildfire, creeping in on my
everybody. Welcome. Here we go. Happy Thursday. It's Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Hot, sticky, humid downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're here in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, June 9, 2022. The song that we heard to open up, that was Eli Howard and the Greater Good, and the track is called Wildfire, and that is the current single from Eli Howard and the Greater Good, and we, in about 10 minutes, are going to be speaking with Eli Howard live here on the program via Skype, and he is going to be on via Skype by way of our friend Billy Painter helping us out with that. So that's going to be nice because the phone line will still be open that way. So the studio line will be open. And so if you have a question or a comment or anything at all for Eli Howard while he is on the line with us, you will be able to interact that way. So we look forward to that. Eli Howard going to be joining us in a little under 10 minutes here on the program today. But I love that track, Wildfire. He's got a great voice. I love the guitar work. So really looking forward to speaking with him. He is from the the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, I believe. So that's going to be really cool. By the way, I do want to remind you, of course, we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot, and today is Thursday, which means tonight is Trivia Night, which is an enormously popular feature there at the Hop Knot. They posted this on social media today. The sun finally decided to make an appearance today. We had some terrible rain earlier here. Outdoor dining is back at the Hop Knot. Join us for some great food, delicious drinks, and some fresh air. Don't forget Trivia Night with Bill Cini tonight and every Thursday. Like I said, that's a very popular feature. Bill does, of course, trivia every Wednesday on the morning show with Peter White. And then Thursday nights, you can see him live and participate at the Hop Knot. So it's a popular feature. Make sure you either you get there early if you're going to do that, or call ahead to make a reservation because those tables fill up quick. And tomorrow, come enjoy some live music by Ramez, R-A-M-E-Z. I'm not sure who that is. We can't wait to see you. I will find out, though. I shall investigate. So, yes, please. And don't forget, too, we're under 2 weeks away now from Juneteenth, this year's Juneteenth celebration. Last year was a lot of fun, so really looking forward to that this year as well. So, lots going on. Gonzo is supposed to be popping in today. Haven't seen him yet. It's funny. He every once in a while, he'll do this thing where he'll ask if he can come in, and he's very polite and considerate that way. He always asks ahead of time. He's not one to just pop in. But he'll message me, and then he'll say, "Can I come in today? Is there room?" I say, "Sure." Always enjoy spending time with Gonzo. And then he'll message me and say, "Okay, I'll make sure I'm on time today," which I think is like a running joke, or at least maybe an inside joke in his mind, because he'll say that I'll be on time today, and then he's not. Well, which is fine. It doesn't matter. He gets here when he gets here. But yeah, he says. Awesome, I'll be on time. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess, then again, maybe he is on time in a sense that maybe in his mind he's decided he's going to be arriving at 4:30. So if he's decided that he's going to be getting here at 4:30 and then he gets here at 4:30, then I suppose that is on time. So there you go. Also, the People's Mayor, Glenn R.J. Willett, will be joining us in the second hour. The chanteuse himself, the man with the golden throat. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. If you'd like to join us with a call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Again, if you happen to call while we're speaking with our new friend Eli Howard, I would ask you, of course, to restrict your questions and or comments and interactions to stick to the subject, in other words. So, Dave Ridley, if you're listening, not that you would, but please don't call while Eli Howard is on with us and start talking about New Hampshire independence and things like that. Eli is from the Pacific Northwest. I don't think he particularly cares if New Hampshire secedes from the United States or not, or maybe he does, but, so... Anyway, 603-250-6007 is a number. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can always interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, and we will say hello to everybody in there in a moment. But the best thing to do, so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones, is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. I do want to take a moment to say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Very busy in there to start the show. Let's see. Mel McMell from the great state of Vermont joins us and says, "Hey guys." Hello, Mel. Jenny is in the chat room, of course, and says, "Shalom, peeps." Rocky Huber says, "Good afternoon." Dirk Don from Arrogant Media and Java Fog YouTube channels also joins us. By the way, Dirk shared out a great video today, which we'll circle back to because I want to comment on it later. But Dirk puts out a lot of great content, so I do suggest, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to both the Arrogant Media and the Java Fog YouTube channels. You'll be very happy that you did. Eric Pilcher, also from the great state of Iowa, joins us in the chat room. Eric, of course, every Friday we have Eric Pilcher's Classic Film Review, a very popular segment here on the program. Let's see. Scott Robinson joins us in the chat. Scott says, "Good afternoon, my fellow Connertonites. Stay safe and sane. We'll do the best we can." Crystal from Illinois joins us in the chat room as well. Oh, Eric says he's working on this week's Classic Film Review as we speak. Outstanding, outstanding. John Hopwood is in the Facebook live chat and says, "Glenn is not the official People's Mayor." Well, we found out there are apparently a couple of candidates. John Hopwood and the new committee that he's formed And I object to the way they did this, by the way. I mean, they chose Kyle Clayton, and I love Kyle, but to be the official people's mayor. But I feel that this was sort of an attempt on John's part to install a puppet regime that he can control. And there is an insurgent challenger, of course. Eric Pilcher did call yesterday to announce that Texas Mike would be challenging Kyle Clayton for the office of official people's mayor here in the city of Manchester. Dirk Don in the chat room says, I demand a recount, hashtag not my mayor. Yes, I'll tell you what, it's getting to be something, this whole thing. John Hopwood said he asked you to stop putting him on a pedestal. At least he told you he is nothing, in all caps. He is not one of those with the big jobs, in all caps. And how big a job is there? Oh, and how big a job is there? I see. It's just awkward. What he's trying to say is, is there a bigger job than the official people's mayor? I would suppose not. Oh, and John shared in the chat a link. I think it's from his television show yesterday. John Hopwood also said Iowa caucus is trying to steal the official people's mayor election. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, another stolen election. My goodness, wow. Rocky Huber also in the chat room says in all caps, Glenn is not my mayor. Oh boy. Oh boy. John Hopwood points out EZG is also a candidate. He may be a write-in because I'm not sure he's aware that he's a candidate. Wow, very exciting. Lots of it's exciting times here. I'll tell you what. Just briefly before our guest joins us, Eli Howard. So Dirk put out a video. Actually, I want to make sure I get the and I did share it out on social media. I want to make sure that I get the title exactly right, though. YouTube. Oh boy, this is taking a while to load. It's just Facebook. YouTube isn't cutting it. Our speech needs something new. And Dirk in the video talks about, it's about 15 minutes long, but it's worth a listen. John Hopwood says, good video, Dirk, Don. Yeah, Dirk does really good work. That's why I suggest you support his YouTube channels. But, talking in the video about people reporting each other, deplatforming each other, etc. And if you're a longtime listener of the show, you know some of my frustrations with that. I actually stopped putting this show onto YouTube because I kept getting dinged for things that were sort of the opposite of what I do, which is really not fair. So Gonzo is arriving. We'll bring him in, and then I'm going to give the high sign to our friend Billy Painter to also bring in our guest via Skype. But Gonzo is joining us at the news desk. How are you, sir?
Good, man.
Don't mean to rush. Oh, you've got some art with you.
Oh yeah.
Is that finished art or art in progress?
I'm just working on it.
Yeah. I see.
I like to doodle.
Yes. Well, it's more than doodling, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's wonderful to see you, Gonzo, and perhaps you should throw your hat into the ring to be the official people's mayor.
Oh yeah, it's just really taken off, huh?
It sure has. It's I don't know why I snorted just now. I've never done that in my life. You ever snort when you laugh? I literally have never done that in my life until just now. I swear to God.
I never have either.
Or maybe that was a leftover snore from my snooze overnight. I don't know, but
I feel like it's something like a nerdy girl would do.
It was really bizarre. Maybe it has to do with my allergies. All right, we're going to caller. Give us somebody's trying to call in. I think I know who it is, but give us a call back, sir. We're going to bring in our guest, Mr. Eli Howard. So I just let Billy know he's going to be joining us via Skype, which is nice because we'll be able to still take calls on the studio line. Oh, hello to JPV, who joins us in the Facebook live chat. Nice to see you, sir. Scott Robinson says, Eric Gagnon for People's Mayor. He cares about the parades. That's true. He's very passionate about that.
I think I'm going to vote for the incumbent.
Well, he does have the advantage of incumbency.
Yeah.
And I believe we have Eli Howard on the line. Eli, is that you? Ruh-roh. I don't hear anything. I'd ask him if he can hear us, but if I can't hear him, he won't be able to answer whether he hears us or not. Something has gone awry. I hear static, but I don't hear him. Oh, he hung up. All right. Perhaps Billy will try back, or Eli does have the studio line if he needs to just call us instead. But try again, Billy, if you want. I know you're listening. Tony Petrello joins us in the Facebook live chat and says Matt Carnington for People's Mayor. Eli, is that you?
Hello.
Ah, success. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, my man? Glad to be here.
Doing well, doing well. So if you're just joining us, we're talking with Eli Howard of Eli Howard and the Greater Good. And I am really looking forward to talking with you. So our mutual friend Billy Painter connected us. And I love your tunes, man. I listened to that song Wildfire, and I actually had to listen to it a few times in a row. That is really good. And I know that that's the current single that is gaining a lot of traction on platforms like Spotify, correct?
Yeah, it is, man. We've been pretty lucky, and sometimes a good song hits you. I wrote that with my friend Andrew Fulton from the band Magnolia Bayou. It's kind of a true story. In 2020, early September, my town, Molalla, Oregon, kind of got surrounded by this whole group of wildfires. It was kind of scary. And the house that I grew up in, one of the fires was headed like directly for it, and luckily my parents got to keep their house, but it was pretty hairy there for a minute, or actually like a week.
Wow. Yeah, I wondered as I was listening to it, and the lyrics are such that it really paints a picture. And I'm listening to it the first time, and I'm thinking, this sounds like, I don't know, it's weird. It's almost like you can kind of tell listening to it. At least I could. It sounds like it's a true story. Like this isn't something that you imagined, but this is based, kind of like Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. They actually saw what they describe in the song. They actually saw that happening. And you really, you really bring that to life with the lyrics in Wildfire. I would imagine where you are. I mean, is this, I don't know where exactly. You're in Oregon, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Is that a common, I mean, do you see that where you are in Oregon? Do you see that every year? Do you see wildfires?
Yeah, but I think this was one of the worst because we just had such a dry summer in 2020.
Yeah.
And then the wind was just happened to be blowing really, really hard for like a week.
Oh, okay.
And it was a really, really bad combination, and we just finally, I think a week later, we finally got some rain, but like the townsfolk had to kind of get together. We come from kind of a timber-oriented industry here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so a lot of the stoppage of the fires was through kind of almost like vigilantism. These people got their cats out and started making a fire line and stuff like that. And
oh, wow.
Where there's crisis, it breeds humanity.
Mm-hmm. That's a good insight.
I saw a lot of people kind of pull together, and had it not been for the people of the town, I probably wouldn't. I'm sitting in my parents' house right now talking to you guys.
Yeah.
And luckily I am, because there's a good chance it might not have been. And it was weird because I was 31, 32 when that happened, and I rolled up at about 3 in the morning, and I saw my dad standing outside, and it was the first time in my life my dad clearly didn't have the answer on what we were supposed to do next, which was a little bit unnerving.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because I that's a good insight, because it's kind of like that thing where no matter how old you get, you kind of still have that sense of you look to your parents.
Look to the adult in the room, yeah. Dude.
Right. And when the adult in the room is kind of shrugging, like, boy, this is really bad. I just don't know. That's unsettling. Wow. Yeah, I can only imagine, and that's part of why I'm so interested in that too. Is I grew up in the Northeast. When I was a kid, I would spend the summers in Chicago. But I've never been any one place for an extended period of time where that was a threat, and it seems like as the summers get hotter and drier, that part of the country, it's it seems like every year it's these fires are just more and more severe. But wow. But
it's a yearly thing for sure. Just this one was a little bit closer to home than I like.
Yeah, absolutely. But you got a good song out of it. Do your parents like the song?
I don't know. I haven't asked them yet. I don't know if I gave them a copy of my record, and I think the shrink wrapping's still on it.
No kidding, really?
Yeah, my parents. I grew up in a house that like I didn't know till I was like a full-blown adult that people like listen to music while they clean the house and stuff like that. Like my dad told me he's listened to talk radio since he was like 12 years old. I didn't grow up in a musical home.
No kidding. Wow. That's unusual in my experience. You know, I've interviewed a lot of musicians, and most musicians either their parents were musicians to some degree, or there was just always a lot of music in the house, and that's what tends to inspire, I think, people to, you know, music infects you at a young age because your parents expose you to it. So that's interesting. So neither of your parents really into music at all, it sounds like?
My mom only listened to music when she was driving in the car, and it was only top 40 country radio, which I guess was great in the 90s when I was growing up. I mean, my dad just kind of, I think he just thought music was just kind of like racket.
I'll be damned.
You know,
wow.
He liked to listen to talk radio and current American events.
Yeah.
Or I guess whatever echo chamber the radio was putting out at the time.
Right.
Whatever point of view that guy wanted to stuff down the listeners' throats.
Sure. So what happened? Because obviously something broke through. You didn't get that exposure to music from your family. So how did you get into music growing up?
Oh, when I was little, I know this probably sounds weird, man, but my parents always both worked really, really hard, and they always worked really long days. And we used to have to go to this daycare all the time. And I don't know why, but like this daycare had a lot of movies stacked up on this shelf, and I don't know what it was, but like, I think I've seen the movie Back to the Future like a million times. And when Marty McFly played Johnny B. Good and like saves the day and everything, I was like, man, that dude's awesome. Like, I want to be him. And it's like when the loser kind of like became cool.
Uh-huh.
And ever since then, I was like, man, if I could just get a guitar in my hands, like I would be set for life. And I was hooked ever since then. And my dad's sister, she played piano from a young age, but she always lived really far away. Like she lived in Seattle.
Yeah.
So I only saw her once a year.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're how familiar you are with Seattle. There's like this Paul Allen. He kind of co-founded Microsoft with Bill Gates. I think he's
okay.
He made this museum. It was like the Experience of Music project. It was kind of started as like an homage to Jimi Hendrix, and then it just spread out through all music.
Yeah.
It's like run under the Space Needle, this museum, and my aunt took me there like the first or second day it was open. We just happened to be spending a week in Seattle with my aunt, and she took me there, and I must have been 9, 10 years old, and that's when I really was like, whoa, like this is like wonderful. This is for me. Like I never really fit in with sports and stuff like that. And,
yeah.
You know, and then when I was 12, my dad did get me a guitar. So I mean, probably much to his detriment, but he there was this pawn shop that he would drive by every day when he was on his route for his work, and I got for Christmas I got my first guitar when I was 12 years old, and it was all over from there.
So that's when you started playing, 12, and then do you?
Yeah.
Now what about singing? When did you sing right from the beginning as well?
Yeah, I guess I've always sang because I mean I always liked music, so like in church and stuff like that I always sang, and you know we had a Christmas program always in school, and I liked singing.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked performing, I guess, but
yeah,
it took a while for me to get to the point where I was like I wanted to do both, and I've only been fronting a band for a year. I was always just the lead guitar player in other bands that I played in.
Oh,
and then during COVID, one of the band I was in, we broke up, and I was like, well, if I want to do this, I can do it on my own terms. If I just front the band, then I can be in charge of whatever the hell I want. I can do or not do whatever I want.
Right.
And
yeah,
it's definitely not regretting it.
It's funny too that you say that prior to that you'd always just been the guitar player, because I was really struck by your voice. Listening to Wildfire, because I was like, you've got, I don't know, you just have a cool voice, and it's not easily identifiable in terms of, you know, a lot of people, you listen to them and you think, okay, that kind of sounds like this person or that person, but And I think, by the way, your voice is part of what helps deliver those lyrics in a way that paints that picture where I'm thinking, this sounds like it's based on a true story. But I couldn't directly relate to your voice to anyone, which is cool because it's like, okay, he's got his own sound. And no, I like it. And I love the guitar work. I didn't just listen to that. Obviously, I listened to a bunch of songs. We're going to play after we're done talking. We're going to play "Piece of Work," which is a great song. And I really like I like the sense of humor that you bring to the lyrics in that. That's really good.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Are you guys, are you on tour a lot? It looked like you've got a lot of dates on the website.
Yeah, we're always playing. The busier I am, the happier I am.
Yeah.
So I don't have any other hobbies or like things that give me enjoyment, but playing music every time I'm happy. And so I do it as much as possible, and luckily my band is kind of in the same headspace. And I got a rockin' band, and we really believe in what we're doing, so we just try to stay as busy as possible and cover as much of the United States as we can within reason. It's kind of tough right now. Gas is getting a little up there in price, and a little bit. Our van doesn't exactly get the best fuel mileage.
Oh yeah, that's tough with a big vehicle like a van. By the way, Billy Painter in the chat room says I told him I thought he sounded a little like John Lennon. Actually, yeah, I can hear that.
Dude, the Beatles are great. I think about the time I must have been in 7th or 8th grade, I got a copy of Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
And that was my introduction to the Beatles, which I guess is a really good way to get into it.
No doubt.
And Sgt. Pepper's. I got them both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And I want to say I listened to Sgt. Pepper's first because there was that dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
I was like, man, these guys are great. Like these aren't like when I originally thought of the Beatles, I thought of like their early, almost like poppy sounding stuff.
Oh, the mop top stuff, yeah. Like I Want to Hold Your Hand.
And then I hear that, I was like, well, these guys rock.
Yeah, yeah. For me, the Beatles, I like the more and more as they went along in terms of. I mean, I wasn't alive then, but when they started, obviously. But I just mean in hindsight, of course, I don't want people to think I'm like 100 years old. But no, but like going back, I like the stuff they did toward the end better than the stuff they did at the beginning. Like the mop top era stuff is not. I mean, it was groundbreaking at the time, but it's not really what doesn't really grab me. But I love like Rubber Soul. I think is a great album, and I love the later stuff.
Yeah, and just what they did in the studio, and I mean, they're innovative. I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Who else influences you, Eli? Because you've got an eclectic sound. The songs like Wildfire has a very different vibe than say, Piece of Work, and it's just listening to some of the other tunes on the and we should say the album is End of the Line, which is a relatively recent release, I think, right? Did that come out fairly?
Yeah, late February.
Okay, yeah.
Came out in February.
So it's pretty new. But yeah, the songs, they all have their own sort of character. So I'm curious. I mean, you sound like somebody who probably has a pretty wide mix of influences.
I very much do, and I wanted it to be very apparent. I think a lot of musicians kind of inadvertently pigeonhole themselves into this one corner, so then when they do something that when they try to grow, they're almost discouraged by the listeners. So I wanted it to be very clear out of the box that I do whatever the hell I want.
Yep.
Because I like more than one style of music. I don't just like country. I don't just like rock and roll. I mean, I like disco. I'll listen to jazz. When we go down the road in the van, nothing's off limits.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Leon Russell fan. I love gospel music. I love Skynyrd. I love Nirvana. I like the Beatles and I like the Stones. I like it all, man. There's not much that I can't derive inspiration from.
Yeah.
I was a huge folk music is huge to me. Like my mentor, his name's Dave Dickey. He wrote 2 of the songs that are on my album. He actually wrote End of the Line, the title track. He's the man that taught me how to play guitar.
Oh.
And when I was, 16, 17 years old, he had me playing not only his folk songs that he wrote, but, he showed me about John Prine. He showed me about Neil Young. He showed me about Commander Cody and stuff like that, I was lucky to get that sort of tutelage under under someone where a lot of people, you know, I got exposed to that at a pretty early age.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, you know, a lot of people don't get that, you know.
Right.
Kind of stuck with whatever you're raised by. And he liked everything. Like, I started out, I was a big Hendrix and Zeppelin fan. That was kind of like, because I wanted to be a guitar player, so I wanted to be like Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
And my mentor, Dave's like, yeah, that's cool. You know, those guys are great. I listen to them. But, like, how about some stuff like this, too, with, like, lyrical substance?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, don't just pigeonhole yourself into one corner. He was very adamant about that. And
that's
I thank him for it.
Yeah, no doubt. That's cool. You know, you use that word mentorship, and that's so important. You know, I think probably most musicians don't really have someone who kind of sits down with them and helps guide them and makes sure that they get exposed to a lot of different kinds of things and have an open mind. I mean, yeah, most musicians I find like a wide variety of music. I certainly do. You know, I'm a bass player, and you know, I always say I don't trust people who only like one genre of music because that's just strange. But I think you know, yeah, musicians generally like a lot of different kinds of things, but not everyone has the advantage of having someone really mentor them who's making sure that they're exposed to things that they might not have otherwise known about, or people they might not have even heard of necessarily, but who can be a very positive influence in terms of developing your musicianship as you go. So that's really cool. And it's cool, too, that he's got songwriting credits on the album. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, my album's actually, I don't know if on the physical copies on the CDs, if you open it up, the album's dedicated to him, too.
Oh, that's awesome. Very nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for that guy. He was one of the most important people in my life. Old Dave Dickey. He's something else, man.
That's cool. That's cool. Is he active? Like, does he work with other musicians, or like what's his?
No, he was just a close friend of my dad's. He's just turned 70 years old.
Yeah.
So he probably could have been, if he had applied himself, I'm sure he could have been Neil Young or John Prine, but instead he decided to be a farmer and a dad.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we need farmers and dads, that's for sure. So.
Yeah, and I mean, he raised three pretty awesome kids, so I think he did what he followed his heart, and so I told him it's my mission that after both of us are gone, they're still singing his songs, if I have anything to do with it.
Yeah. No, that's great. Hey, by the way, you mentioned the van. And the cost of gas, of course, associated with that. But I saw something on your website when I looked at your site, and I don't know how recent it was, but you were the victim of a robbery of sorts?
Yeah. We were in Dallas, Texas, and we rolled up. We were in the middle of recording our second record. And, we rolled up one morning in Dallas, and our van and trailer was gone. We had every single instrument was stolen from us, and none of it was recovered. Other than our van, our trailer is still MIA, and I mean, we were pretty stacked on instruments. All our in-ear monitors, our merch, everything was stolen.
Oh, that
was one of the worst days of my life.
Wow. Did the police ever find anything?
Well, they arrested a guy who had our van. I don't know if that's the guy that stole it, but they never did find the trailer. By the time they recovered the van, it was unhooked from our trailer and nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. So I lost some pretty sweet guitars. My keyboard player lost a Hammond B3 and a Leslie. I mean, on down the line. My bass player had this beautiful Cabernita candy apple red Fender bass.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's a bad day. Were you able to replace everything? I think I thought I'd seen something about you were trying to raise money to replace everything. Is that maybe that's an ongoing process? I don't know.
It's ongoing. I mean, I still have a long ways to go to get us back where we were. We can put on a show now. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And it was a good lesson for me in doing a lot with a little, because we don't have a Hammond anymore. We don't have I'm kind of at the mercy of whatever amp was given to me. I kind of miss my old deluxe reverb I used to have, and it was all we had flight cases for everything. I mean, just on and on. And
yeah.
My cowboy boots got stolen out of the van. I learned a lot about. That was a good test of how bad do you want it, because not only did we finish that tour, we added 4 dates to it. we honored every single date.
Yeah, no, that's good. And that's, that's what it takes, no matter what happens, you keep moving forward. But I'm sorry that happened to you though. That's terrible.
It did. It sucked, man. But it was really, really horrible for about 2 or 3 hours. And then over the course of the remainder of that day, my phone died like 3 times with people wanting to help us. And I walked into Guitar Center that night in Dallas, Texas. I bought a Nord keyboard for my keyboard player and a stand. I bought a DI for my bass player to just run direct. He didn't even use an amp the rest of the tour. And we had enough gear put together to finish our tour thanks to the band Kenny Fiedler and the Cowboy Killers. They happen to have their van and trailer in Texas, and he said, "Hey, my van is 100 miles away from you. Go get in it and finish your tour."
Wow.
And then the band Nick Sterling and the Nomads, they lent their van and trailer to us too for the last leg of the tour, and we honored every single date. And by the time we got back to Texas to make our way to Oregon, the company Flat Rock Trailers in Waco, Texas, stopped production and built us a trailer to order and sold it to us at a wonderful price. And now we have a brand new trailer. We've been able to replace some of our gear, and not all. We're not where we were.
Yeah.
But like I said, we got enough to put on a rock and roll show.
I'll be damned. That's really cool the way people stepped up and helped. And it's kind of one of those things. And I'm sure I'm not saying anything here that you haven't already thought about, obviously. But it's just one of those things where it's like, something so bad like that happens, and it's like, it's crushing, and then all these people come to your aid, and it kind of restores and maybe even improves your sense of faith and humanity. When
oh yeah, that was 2 or 3 maybe bad people that stole from us, and then like 100 people wanted to help us.
Yep.
And like I said earlier about those fires, in crisis breeds humanity.
Exactly. Yep.
I can't replace, I felt pretty low, but nowhere near as high as I felt when I saw the outpouring of help. I mean, left and right, people wanted to help us. I mean, right down to the place in Rockwall, Texas that did all the repairs on our van and made sure we had it by the time we circled back to make our way back to the West Coast. I mean, people just came out of the woodwork to help us. It was remarkable.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's good. That's good. The story's got a happy ending, which is nice. And as far as touring, have you been all over the country, or are you like we talked about? It's tough right now with the gas prices, but I mean,
on that tour where we got robbed, we went clear to the East Coast and back.
Oh, no kidding.
We were at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, so we could have been any farther from Oregon.
Yeah,
we played 2 dates in Georgia, a few in the Carolinas. We played a couple in Texas, Alabama, a couple in Louisiana. We went to Seattle towards the last leg of the tour. We went to Idaho. I mean, we're anywhere they'll have us, we'll play.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. Do you is it always a full band, or do you ever do solo shows?
I love doing solo shows because I'm a huge Todd Snyder fan.
Okay.
So I love telling stories, and when I play like listening room shows and I can kind of control the pace, I love that. So I love doing solo shows. I try to do them during the week when we try to reserve Thursday through Saturday for playing, and if I can do solo shows Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's I'm happy. The more I'm playing, the happier I am. So if I can go out and do solo shows and go out and talk to people and go play, I'm thrilled.
Yeah, that's excellent. So End of the Line is the current CD. Are you already, a lot of songwriters are already thinking about the next album. Are you thinking about the next one already, or are you focused on End of the Line?
We're in the middle of recording it when we got robbed.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So you're already on to the next one.
We got drums, bass, and keys tracked.
Okay.
For the next one.
Oh, cool. Excellent. You probably don't have any kind of an ETA on when the next one is yet, do you?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, man. We don't have nothing yet.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of bands in our circuit, they wait 2, 3, sometimes 4 years in between albums, and I had songs, and let's go work on them.
Right.
And I know a little bit more. I think I'm hitting my stride a little bit better as a writer, and
yeah,
I've experienced another couple years more of life since we did the last one, so
yep.
Why not? Plus, I love all facets of music. Recording's probably one of my least favorite things about music, other than getting robbed. But
yeah.
But to me, it's all like a conduit I can get out and go play these songs live.
Right.
That's where I really love, because our live show packs a punch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting on like 2 or 3 live recordings. I really want to do a live album. That's like my dream. It's been a bucket list item of mine for years, and I have one mixed. I just need to master it, and I really, really like. Of several people that have gone out and saw us live, they're like, "Man, your album's good, but your live show." And so it's on my list of things that I want to accomplish before I croak. Is I want to do a live album.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you've got a couple. I saw some live clips on YouTube. But yeah, no, that would be great. A live album, yeah. Well, you put it on the list. It's hard to do it all, and of course, when you're a songwriter, songwriters are always writing, and sometimes it's sometimes songwriters have more ideas than they have time to even record. But who now? As far as the band, is the band that you record with? It's the same band you tour with, all the same guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I made it. It took a while for me to get the guys that I wanted, but I've always told them I don't want my band to be a revolving door. I don't want, I know some people that have like 2 or 3 drummers that they pull from. It's like, I got this guy this week. It's like, that ain't me. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I want the same consistent guys, because for me, like, my live show is like 1-2 hour long song.
Mm-hmm.
We're a well-rehearsed, like, well-oiled machine. Like, we don't just play a song and stop and so on. And I don't think you can get that when you got fill-in players. Like, for me, it's just, I want everything to flow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, we've been, after going on the road and doing this for, we're gone a little over a month. I think we can play our set in our sleep.
Yeah.
Like, when we got our van stolen, we got all our set lists stolen. We don't use set lists anymore. So, I think we could honestly do this set in our sleep now.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have the same guys, when you're traveling around and you're touring, it kind of becomes like a family, and you don't want to be cycling people in and out, y'all get.
I don't. There's some people that operate that way, and if they make that work, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's just, I don't want to.
Yeah. Y'all get used to each other, working with each other, traveling with each other, being stuck in a van with each other, and then to have to, bring somebody new in who wants to do that. So I think that's amazing. That's excellent, and I hope that continues with that stability. That is.
Thank you, man.
That is.
I like my guys.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. Absolutely.
I want to start over.
Well, Eli, so what do you have coming up? Do we have people who listen online from around the country. So do you have when's your next show? What do you have coming up that you want people to know about?
We'll be in Redmond, Oregon tomorrow at the Gambler 500 after party.
Okay.
It's about 100 miles from where we live. And then the next day we'll be in Bend, Oregon at a place called Silver Moon Brewing. And then the week after that we're going to stretch out a little bit. We're going to hit Pocatello, Idaho, Thane, Wyoming, Whitefish, Montana, and then Gillette, Wyoming.
Okay.
And then we're going to go home, and then I think we got this event in Pendleton, Oregon called the Jackalope Jamboree, which is great, dude. I get to do a show with Reckless Kelly, which is a band I absolutely love.
Okay.
And where else are we going to be? I'm just kind of naming these off the top of my head, so forgive me if I sound out of order. We'll be in Ketchum, Idaho at a place called Whiskey's. And then we got a day off. We're going to go over to to Highway 30 Music Fest, and I get to go watch Turnpike Troubadours. We aren't performing that night, but I wanted to go see Turnpike. I haven't got to see them yet, and I'm happy they're back together and for the right reasons. They got sober. It's not just that they're back together. It's like they're back together for the right reasons.
That's cool. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot. You got a lot on your calendar, and of course, it's all on your website too. We should mention, and it's a nice. I'm kind of a website geek. I really like the website. I like the nice. It's got a nice, clean layout, which I like. EliHowardMusic.com, and of course, you got the social media links on there and everything. So I suggest everyone check that out. Oh, by the way, too, where does the name? I love the name Eli Howard and the Greater Good. Where does the name? Is there any kind of a story with the name, or is it just something that occurred to you and sounded cool? Because it's a great name for a band.
Dude, I was listening to a podcast and I needed a name, and I'm really bad about like writing songs and stuff like that. Like I don't write music or come up with anything fantastic until inspiration's basically slapping me in the face. So I was like, well, I need a band name, but it'll come to me when it comes to me.
Yeah.
And I was listening to this podcast, and I think it was Rogan. He said like, this is, when you're doing something for the greater good. I was like, bingo, that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's it.
It's great. It's just such a cool name, man. I love it. All right. Eli Howard, thank you so much, my friends. We're going to let you go, and we're going to wrap up the segment with, I'm going to play this track, and I mentioned it earlier. I love this. I love the humor of it, too. Piece of Work. Great song. But
that one's got probably my favorite story behind it of all the songs I wrote.
Oh, can you tell it? Do you have time to tell it?
I would love to, as long as my mom isn't listening. So my best friend hit me up on a Wednesday afternoon one time, and he said, hey, Saturday night, I'm going to come over. And he said, I'm going to bring some psychedelic mushrooms with me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that sounds great, man. Let's do that. And he says, you're going to cook dinner. I'm going to bring these mushrooms with me. So, and I had the chord progression for that song, which usually I never write the chords first. It's always like a lyrics or a melody that hits me first, and then I just kind of build chords around that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, man, all I got to do is write the lyrics to this song. I think I could be a millionaire. So he says he's going to bring these mushrooms over. I'm thinking, well, shoot, that's all that I'm going to need. I'm going to eat these mushrooms, and I'll be creative enough to just slip back into my back room, and the lyrics are going to beam to me in 5 minutes. Done deal. I got the song. So he comes over, and we eat, and he gives me these psychedelic mushrooms, and I eat them, and 45 minutes later, it becomes really obvious that I'm not going to be writing any songs that night.
Huh.
But instead, we watch the movie Avatar
yeah.
with all the aliens and shit, and then I took my dog for a walk.
Yeah.
And I found the meaning of life that night, and I was laying there. It was like this big battle scene was popping out in the movie, and I was laying there on my couch upset with myself because I didn't write the song that I wanted to write, and I just said, man, you're not a work in progress, you're just a piece of work. And then I was like, bingo,
yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I wrote the song.
Oh, I love it. Well, hey, that's fantastic. And that's how much, to get a great song out of something like that is, much less traumatic than, like a giant wildfire that's threatening your parents' home. So that's good.
Yeah, that's we hit both ends of the spectrum on this album. We got a wide range of things that we touched on. Right.
That's fantastic. All right, Eli Howard, thank you so much, and of course, thank you to our mutual friend Billy Painter for connecting us. We'll have to do this again in the future, and love the music. Keep going. It's great stuff. And like I said, I'm going to play a Piece of Work, but we'll let you go, my friend. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Eli Howard, and we're going to play this, and then we'll come back. Gonzo is here, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. But here it is. This is Eli Howard and the Greater Good. This is Piece of Work from the album End of the Line.
Kick a man while he's down. I ain't seen a bridge I couldn't burn to the ground. When it comes to problems, I ain't a stranger to one. But I ain't seen a problem that I couldn't outrun. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't squeeze blood from a stone. So you best not eat
come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are live, Matt Connerton Unleashed here from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious, hot, humid downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, June 9, 2022. We're actually a little bit ahead of schedule. We usually run late for the break at the top of the hour, not early. But the way things lined up, I figured we'll go ahead and get the break out of the way now because it is almost 5 p.m. We talked with Eli Howard for quite some time, but we went a little long with that. But I just really enjoyed talking with him. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I really like his music, but I also really enjoyed speaking with him. And I kind of, with these interviews, I usually say, we'll probably do 20 minutes, but if the person I'm talking with really kind of, is able to grab my attention and pull me in, so to speak, where I'm just really interested in learning as much as I can about who they are and what drives them and, their musical influences and all of that, because I love talking to musicians, we might go long. So that's what happened there. That was a long conversation, but I just really enjoyed it. So, of course, we heard his first, the first track that we opened the show with today is Wildfire, which is the current single. And then we played Piece of Work, which is a great track. And then, of course, we'll play something else of his too, probably to end the show today. But also, now that we are into the second hour, we can bring him in a more official capacity.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Gonzo is here at the news desk.
I'm here.
Yes. Hello. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Yeah, I just ran so fast. I forgot to pay the meter, and
did you get a ticket?
Nope.
Oh, you're lucky.
Suckers.
Yeah, score one for you.
Yeah, I got it. Got one over, but it's like a daily fight because I'm at the point now, one more, and I'm gonna get the boot.
Really? For real?
Oh yeah, for real.
How many tickets do you have to?
Over $100, I think.
Oh, okay, so it goes by $1 total.
If you owe over 100, they put a boot on it until you pay it.
Oh, why don't you just pay the tickets and then you don't have to worry about it?
It's $100.
Oh,
I will. I intend on it.
You're a very successful artist. I think you can afford it.
No, it's just like I don't know. I agree with you though. I want the city to have their money.
Well, it'd be less stress on you. You wouldn't have to worry about a boot.
That's right.
Yes.
That's true. I'm going to go pay the tickets.
Good.
There's a lot of late fees.
Yeah.
That's what got me. 10 turns to 20 and 20 turns to 40 quick.
Yeah, here in Manchester, and for those not local to the area, I don't know how much parking tickets are in most places, but here in Manchester, New Hampshire, a parking ticket usually is only $10. So, if you get a $10 ticket, it's no big deal. You can just pay it online, whatever. But if you put it off for, is it 30 days? It goes to 20? Yep. Yeah. So if you don't, but you've got 30 days to pay it. After that, it goes to 20, which still isn't terrible, but eventually it goes to what?
I think it's 40. I think I got 2 40s out there.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that adds up quick.
I get hit a lot with the infraction of, I pay the meter, but then I violate the 2-hour parking rule.
Yeah.
So I'll go and I'll pay it again, put the ticket on there, but apparently they put a white mark on your tire.
They mark your tire with chalk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I didn't know about, but
oh really? Yeah.
Because I was arguing it, and the guy's like, "Listen, buddy." So now I know, but yeah, I didn't know you couldn't just re-up.
Yeah.
So that was one time, and then the other time my battery died, so I was stuck there. So I just kept getting ticket after ticket every 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I got 4 of those. So
there was one night, Friday nights we do Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C, and so there was one night. I always park in the Victory garage and the Victory Street garage, and Dan Randlett or Dan Randall of Dan Randall and the Randletts, he parks over there too. So there was one night after Paul's show, we went over to the garage and we noticed, Dan noticed at first there was a car there that had like 15 parking tickets on it. We're like, what the hell's going on over there? So we walk over to the car and we see in the mirror, hanging from the rearview mirror there, was a parking pass. So I have one. I'm sure Peter has one, a Victory Street Parking Garage parking pass, so we don't have to pay. But whoever owned that car, they also had a Victory Street parking pass, but it expired.
Ooh.
So they must have left their car there for the winter or something, and they thought they'd be fine, not realizing that because the pass, you have to get a new one every year. So they probably didn't realize it, and they had just their windshield was covered in parking tickets. It's and at that point you figure, well, I'm surprised they're still putting tickets on there. Why don't they just put the boot? Because that's where that's headed. Clearly, they're going to get the boot.
They must have only had 9.
Had quite a few. I mean,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 100. I mean, I'm pretty good with the parking people too.
Yeah,
I have good rapport with them.
Do you?
But when you break the law, you break the law.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
So if I don't pay them, if I don't go and buy a pass, and I don't put it on the windshield, and they're writing me a ticket, I'm not going to really give them grief about it. Right.
You did the crime. You got to do your time.
Because I know what I did.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get away with it 4 out of 5 times, but, not on Elm Street.
By the way, John Hopwood in the chat room says, I've never seen the boot in the Queen City. I see it all the time.
I see it.
I see downtown here. Oh, I see cars all the time that have the boot put on them.
Yeah, it's yellow.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nope, I see it all the time. Let's see. If you'd like to join us, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. You can also interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, but the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. By the way, thank you to our wonderful guest, Eli Howard of Eli Howard and the Greater Good. Really enjoyed talking with him in the first hour.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. Sounds like he's on his way up to the top.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He's touring around.
Yeah, check him out on YouTube. Some of his live performances are on YouTube as well. And thank you again to Billy Painter for connecting us. And Billy also has us on June 21st. We're going to have Shane Smith from Shane Smith and the Saints, which is that's a cool name too. What is it with all these bands coming up with all these really cool names? That's a cool name, Shane Smith and the Saints.
You need a cool name.
You need a cool name.
You don't want a lame name.
That's true. So that'll be coming up on June 21st. So there is lots going on. And speaking of lots going on, and speaking of great musicians of our time, on the couch, we are joined by the chanteuse himself, the people's mayor, Glenn R.J. Willett.
You what?
The chanteuse. You're a chanteuse.
I'm just a regular person.
Well, I don't know about that. How are you, Glenn?
I'm fine, and you?
Doing well. I just got to adjust that camera for our...
Did you get caught in the rain?
Yeah.
That was quite a rain spell, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Glenn, I like how you're a million miles away from your microphone. Is this your first day?
I have a loud voice and it carries.
Yeah, but dude.
You want an echo too? Echo, echo, echo.
No, we don't need the echo.
Now he's fighting it.
All right, yeah. Wow. All right.
I know it.
What is going on over there?
That's much better. Well, I don't want to go like that. You hide the face.
Right.
Then they wonder, what are you hiding from?
Came in hot today.
I know, he sure did.
Well, my show today was celebrating the Queen's 70th anniversary of Platinum concert, which is what I played today.
Uh-huh.
I played part one anyway.
Of the so are you an Anglophile? You like the royal family?
No, a lot of people in America like the royal family because we don't have a royal family.
Sure we do. We have the Trumps.
We have the Claytons.
Oh, the Claytons, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I mean. We're not a monarchy.
Yeah. You're still kind of far from that. Can you pull that mic up a little bit, Glenn?
Why, you can't hear me?
It's not so much a matter of not hearing. So the problem
Hello?
The problem is the further you...
Can you hear me now?
It wasn't that I couldn't hear you. It's that the problem is the further you are from the mic, the more that when your head turns, we lose you.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're close, it's not really a problem.
It's not like I parked a car in Boston.
Right. It's not like that at all. Thank you for the non sequitur. Okay. I do want to remind you, of course, it is Thursday, which means tonight is trivia night at the Hop Knot. Make sure you get there early or call ahead to reserve a table because those fill up quickly. Trivia is a very popular feature there, hosted by the great Bill Cini. Bill, of course, does trivia on Wednesdays on the morning show, and then Thursday night he is at the Hop Knot. And Kenny posted this earlier on social media. The Sun finally decided to make an appearance today. Outdoor dining is back at the Hop Knot. Join us for some great food, delicious drinks, and some fresh air. Don't forget, Trivia Night with Bill Cini tonight and every Thursday.
What time, Matt, is trivia?
I think it starts at 7.
Are they doing it outside because it's nice? Or are they still having it inside?
I believe they're doing it outside now.
That would be nice.
Hey, Glenn, you wanna team up and do some trivia with me?
Not tonight because I have another appointment tonight.
Yeah, you gotta wash your hair, huh?
But we wash my hair. We can plan on it some other time because I am off on Thursdays. So.
Oh.
All right. I'll go home.
I know that I couldn't make my first appointment this morning. I was supposed to be at CMC for 8 o'clock for blood work.
Yeah.
And it was raining too hard. I'm going to try again tomorrow morning. That's not set in stone. I can just go in when I want to.
What's
so funny?
It rained too hard to get blood work done?
It looked too hard for me to walk there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I would have been soaking wet.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, very good. Well, there's always
tomorrow.
You were able to just reschedule it?
I don't have to. Just come in when you want.
He still has blood.
Oh.
He'll have blood tomorrow.
I'll have blood tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. You will, won't you?
Yeah,
I'm not
so
dry.
he could get that done anytime.
I've never been clear on how that works.
I'm not a dried prune.
So you have blood every day?
I hope so. Do you have blood every day?
We all do, man.
I don't know. I've never thought about it.
How do you expect your pump's gonna your heart's gonna pump?
I don't know. These aren't things that I've ever considered.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, you can't live without it.
Oh. you have blood in you.
It's like
it's. Well, I hope I continue
It's
to.
like working lungs and kidneys. You can't live without them.
Yeah.
Is that true though? Really?
Yeah. If you sit on your hand and your hand gets numb, that's because there's no blood going to it.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yes, so do I.
Ooh, that's a very unpleasant feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes that has to do with nerves in your hands and that, though.
Yeah.
As you get older.
It's strange.
Yeah.
Well,
especially if you hold something all the time and you squeeze it for a long time, it kind of numbs
Glenn,
your
that's
hand.
definitely for the other show, please.
Yeah, come on, Glenn.
Yeah,
Clean it
come
up.
on,
I'm talking about a mic or something. You just get out of the gutter.
You need to get out of the gutter.
I'm not in the gutter.
Yeah, Glenn.
The glutter.
Don't be in the glutter.
I'm not in the glutter.
You're a glutton for glutter.
No.
I'll tell you. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
603-250-6007 is the number. 603-250-6007. We should say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Mel McMell, I think I mentioned earlier, is in there. We have a very busy chat room today. Jenny says shalom. Rocky Huber joins us. Dirk Don from Arrogant Media and Java Fog. Please check out his new video that he put out today. Also, Eric Pilcher, of course, who does our classic film reviews. Rocky Huber is in the chat room. Scott Robinson, Crystal from Illinois. Let's see.
John Hopwood 1,000,000 times.
John Hopwood, very active in the chat room. John says Glenn is not the official people's mayor. I don't know if you have anything to say about
John
that.
Hopwood is the official people's mayor, but it's fake news, so what do you expect?
No, he is. He's the incumbent.
Yeah.
The incumbent?
Yeah.
You know, that did not come from me, no matter what you say on the radio. That came from people, because I used to go to the Alderman board, and I still do, and when they ask an alderman to do something and it's not done within 10 days,
Yeah.
a lot of people will call me, and I will get it done. I remember once when Mayor Gatsis said, which one of you can answer this question about Mr. Willett? How come he gets your work done and you can't get it done? And then only rose his hand
Yeah.
because we didn't do it, and he did.
Good job.
You know, so that's where it came from.
That's your
Things
origin.
come from me.
That's your origin story.
I don't really call myself the people's mayor. That's what they called me.
Oh, right.
And that's fine with me. I mean, it's not I'm not officially a mayor. I never was. And I never claimed it either. So.
Yeah, but you did claim to be the people's mayor.
Well, that's what they call me.
Right, so you are the people's mayor,
So
right?
I accept that.
Are you the people's mayor?
I am the people's mayor.
Yes. That's what I said.
Not everyone accepts it. Dirk in the chat room says, I demand a recount. Hashtag not my mayor.
Can't have a recount because there was never an election.
John Hopwood said he asked you to stop putting him on a pedestal. As he told you, he is nothing. He is not one of those with the big jobs. Wow. Yes.
Sounds like you all are beefing.
Y'all got beef. Y'all's
you and Hoppy Doppy.
First of all, I did not file a complaint with the city, which he says I did. I went to the city hall knowing there was no meeting, but I wanted it confirmed by the city clerk. Okay? I knew the meeting was on the 21st because I was at the last meeting when they said we're not going to have it on the first Tuesday. Because in June, July, August, and September, they have one meeting a month. They can pick the Tuesdays that they want. So he could have at least have taken the May picture
Right.
where I was talking. It would have been more believable because the lady who's in Ward 6 is no longer an alderman because she moved and so she resigned and then they had a separate election.
Right.
So that picture's at least 2.5 years old. It's how fake it was.
Oh, it's fake. So you didn't go there and complain about John
No.
Hopwood?
No.
Oh, he said it was confirmed.
No, not confirmed. I did not file a complaint against John Hopwood. I went to City Hall to verify that they did not have a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a reporter's supposed to do, get more than one source.
They only meet once a month in the summer, right?
That's right.
You didn't know that already?
I already knew that. I was at the last meeting.
You're just confirming it, then?
I was just confirming it, and I wanted to hear from the horse's mouth.
So John Hopwood's name never came up?
So they asked me why I asked, and I showed him the picture that he sent that he sent some people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying, look at that didn't happen. And that's where he said that automatic board doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, it's different now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
if anybody's the instigator, he's the instigator.
Oh, for sure. We all know that. But
I don't know what's wrong with him lately. Somebody said this morning, forget who. Oh, Robert Dion asked him this morning on the Facebook of Peter's show. Did you take your medicine today?
Hopwood?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on fire. He's awesome. And what?
I have no quorum against him, but he needs to stop. This is crazy.
Do you have a quorum against the morning show, though?
No, I don't have a quorum against the morning show. Again,
how many do you need for a quorum?
What's your quorum?
I answered Peter when he wrote me that night, and I answered him the next morning. But that's not what he says. So I have a copy of what he said to me because it's still on my phone.
About what? The song?
About the song. And if you remember, I also have a copy of the last time I sang here. It was about
Glenn,
2 weeks
you're
ago.
yelling.
I'm not
You're
yelling.
being
It's my normal
aggressive.
voice.
You're being
The last time I sang
aggressive.
here, I said that I did not want to do the boys club, and I asked him if I could do You Raise Me Up, and he said no, I want the boys club. So I said I'll go home and I'll listen to it and I'll learn it. But I didn't like it, and so I don't have artists.
It's not what he said, Glenn. You said,
I don't care what he said.
No,
I have it on
you
tape.
You said I will learn it and do it in 2 weeks.
But I had never listened to it. I listened to it, and I remember an artist has the right to do what they want with their art.
I'm just being a journalist.
We have a call.
Be a journalist all you want.
Hi, hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, Glenn, it's not uncommon for the press to use an old, picture that they have on file.
It is
and
when
then,
someone says it happened last
and then
night.
use a new story, but it's a new story. It's a current story.
Not a current
That doesn't make it false.
Well, it is false because they did not have a meeting that night, so that story was wrong.
No,
The information.
that doesn't make it false just because they had an old picture.
He also had the wrong
They use
information.
the old picture all the time.
He also had the old information, the wrong information. They did not have a meeting on Tuesday night, and that's what he stated in his article.
And you didn't talk to the horse's mouth.
I did. I talked to Joanne.
No, I talked to the horse, and you didn't call the horse.
Who's the horse? Who are you calling the horse? I talked to.
Now we don't even know who that is.
Well, I talked to Joanne, and I talked to the city clerk
Joanne
himself.
doesn't do the meetings.
No, but the city clerk does.
Yeah, exactly. She's busy with the election coming up. She
That is correct.
Doesn't do the meetings.
But he.
I see. The story's breaking apart.
It's not breaking apart.
It's splintering into many stories.
There's no splintering.
It sounds like
it's withered. It's withered and died. I think the story is true. They used an old picture. We all admit we saw Dan O'Neill in that old picture, but it's a new story.
It's
and
not a
it's
new
true.
story. They did not have a meeting on Tuesday night. How can you say it's a new? It's correct. It's not a new story. There
You
was
don't
no
know if
meeting.
they had a meeting.
They did not have a meeting.
You didn't call the horse.
And they don't censor people for singing or opening up a store or something like that. This is America. They would never do that.
You know what you should do? What you should really do is request the minutes, and you'll just know what we all know.
That's a good idea.
Which is what?
Yes.
You know that? I think that you
All right,
should go to
thanks,
City
Joe.
Hall and request the minutes because there are no minutes for that day.
I don't know, Glenn. It's not going well right
Wow,
now.
I'll tell you. Oh boy.
It doesn't bother me because it's fake news. So
It seems to be bothering you.
No, it's not. What bothered me is when you guys brought in my boys. That's what bothered me. I protect my family like you would protect yours.
I would absolutely protect my boys. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Oh, you should listen to the show. You weren't here that day when that was said.
I don't know what was said.
On the morning show, you mean?
That my boys went behind my back and they did not. And how come I have a 3-month godchild?
Grandchild.
A grandchild. I mean, guys already knew.
Congratulations, by
You
the
guys,
way.
thank you. You guys already knew that he's 8 years old. I already mentioned it, and that he was the child of the previous. So that wasn't fake. That wasn't old news. You guys knew that. You twisted it to 3 months, and then he must have gone behind your back, and that's not fair to my son.
No. What we heard was you
That's
were
not
just
fair to my
blessed
son.
with a grandchild, a baby. There's not a baby.
No, 8-year-old.
Maybe you just don't know.
An 8-year-old is not a baby. Oh, come on.
I don't know.
There you
It's
go
Africa.
again.
It's Africa. It's a far place.
You know what happens in America?
What?
Worst things. So don't tell me that there are no unwed babies here in America. Come on.
Of course there are.
I hope there are unwed babies.
It's-
My
it's
goodness.
common.
Well, maybe not in the South, but up here there's no unwed babies.
Sometimes when someone has a baby and they, you know how it can get out of hand, and you just don't tell someone.
I'm going to end it with this and I don't like involving my family. My oldest son did not have a baby.
I was being hypothetical.
Did not. He's not the father. It's as
Okay.
simple as that. And,
He's
and
not.
the last thing I want to say is the doctor thing. You
Yeah.
guys are crazier than you think you are sometimes because there's no way in hell that you know who my doctor is, and that doctor would never give that information. That's illegal.
I don't know. All I know is Peter has a lie detector
Well,
test.
a lie detector that doesn't exist. We all know that.
I hear it. It goes.
And
brrr.
It's called a button.
Oh, I
And
don't
so,
know. I can't. see back there.
I can't come back on that show right now because of all that farting that you people do with the buttons. And it's disrespectful.
You people, you keep saying you people, but I don't have any button.
You don't, but Peter does.
I think you should clear the air with him.
And well, I tried. He made an apology, and like Katie said,
And he meant it.
according to Katie, twice she said on that show that day, you can't apologize and you take it back. He kept taking it back.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So
I think when someone tells a story, they kind of slant it their own way.
Well, of course. Well, you know what they say. There's three sides to every story. Yours, mine, and the truth.
Right. And I think you're picking the highlights that make your side look a little better right now.
The highlights?
Yeah.
It's called fake news.
Like Katie saying his apology wasn't real. I heard the apology, and I know Peter, and that was a real apology. He felt bad.
Oh, he did.
It would have been a real apology if he didn't
And
take
Peter
it back.
likes you, you know.
I didn't say he didn't like me.
We all like you,
I
Glenn.
just
We love Glenn.
sometimes
love
you
you.
guys go too far. It's as
Yes,
simple as that.
of
Okay?
course. But it's
can
all
you
shtick.
can you imagine if you were here doing comedy and he pressed that button, the fart button all the time? What would you do?
Oh, I'd be so upset.
Eventually, you would be.
No, I wouldn't.
Once is okay, but you don't do it all the time. So if you can't respect the artist, why am I coming back?
Well, if he's doing comedy, why would he be upset by a fart sound?
The point is, if I'm doing music, if you can't respect the artist, why am I coming back?
Personally, I like a good belching sound effect.
Well, that's a good question, Glenn.
I do that for fun, okay?
Right.
It's for fun. And to raise money for children who cannot get an education in countries that don't have public education.
Aren't we all having fun?
That's not fun.
This is fun.
Now, by the way,
You overuse it.
so I want to share with everyone.
I don't want to spend I didn't come here to spend the next hour on me. It's not about me.
No, of course not.
I want to talk about what's going to happen tonight. It's a very important issue.
We will. But so this is just to clarify, though. So this is the audio that and then I want to share. Do you mind if I share what you forwarded to me? Your exchange with Peter.
Thank
That was
you
the exact exchange.
Getting to the bottom of it.
Oh,
Thank you.
actually, we have a call first. We'll grab this. Well, here we'll leave the caller for a second.
I will learn it and play it next time. How's that?
So that was
Maybe it's not him.
That's
Maybe,
called. That's
is that
called,
you?
That's called dubbed in.
It might not be you.
All right, we have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Con. Whoever this is, you got to turn down your radio.
Hold on for a second.
Oh well, no wonder.
Matt, you know that.
You think he would know better?
Oh, Hoppy.
Matt, are you there?
Yes.
Matt, you know that I am scheduled to sing Boys Club tomorrow on your show.
Yes.
And I think there's a version by Sheila E. too. Hey, I'll sing Sheila E. When, and I'll do a Chubby Checker song too.
Enjoy it.
And
I'm
if
glad
want
for you.
to pepper my performance with farting noises, hey, feel free.
Well, I would never do that. I don't disrespect people like
I'm not
that.
talking to you, Glenn.
Oh,
Would you like to
excuse me?
apologize to John Hopwood
For
right
what?
while you have him on the air?
Why do I owe an apology?
Glenn, somebody was there at City Hall. We're not getting into this.
Why do I need to
But
apologize?
you were invited.
He's telling you.
Not next week, but 2 weeks from now on WPYP with me and Gonzo.
Oh.
And we will have a face-off singing Boys Club. I'll sing the
John
one version, you
Hopwood,
can do
listen to me
Sheila
very
E.
carefully. I
And Carl
work
Clayton will be
on
the
Wednesday
judge.
nights, and I'm not taking time off to go to your show. I need that money to pay my bills.
Oh.
You know that I work on Wednesdays.
But you can go down to City Hall and complain about me, huh?
I'm off. That's another thing. You had it all wrong. I'm off on Sundays and I'm off on Tuesdays. I called in on Monday. I needed the 3 days of
Where?
rest.
You were at City Hall. You were physically there, Glenn.
On Tuesday, it's my day off.
Were you complaining
be where
about John Hopwood? or
I was
not?
complaining. I wasn't. I went to verify. How many times I went to verify that they did not have an automatic meeting that night. I knew they didn't.
Well, you knew they didn't have an automatic meeting
But you
last
kept telling.
that
You
night.
told the whole
You said
world
so
that
on
that
show.
you told everybody that you know of that they did and that they censored me and it was wrong. That's misinformation. So as a reporter, it's fake news.
But did you complain about John Hopwood?
They asked me why I asked, and I showed him what he sent us. That's not a complaint. I just verified the evidence.
The Prime Minister of England, having a motion to, a motion against him, and the motion failed. And then, 10 minutes later, I said the Board of Aldermen had emotion of no confidence in your singing. That's called a joke, Glenn. And
It's satire.
Except you
knew that
overcarried
the Board
it.
of Aldermen wasn't meeting. They're not going to meet till the end of the month. That the Board of Meeting wasn't meeting right then, during the Matt Covington show.
That's not what you said to the
how
public.
could that have happened? You basically knew that this wasn't real because there was a picture of Elizabeth Morrow and Danny
That's
O'Neill
right.
from like 3 years ago.
That's
so what
right.
are you doing going down to City Hall then?
Because you insisted that it was true. You insisted to me that it was
just
true.
a light jest, fun joke.
So you went to complain about him.
I didn't complain. I wanted verification from the city clerk. He made it very
You
clear.
knew there was no meeting.
But you kept
know what
telling
the
me.
city
You kept
charter
telling
is.
me that it really did happen.
There's only one meeting a month.
That's right.
It's not like they're meeting.
We're wasting our time on the radio. Valuable time.
No, this is good.
Not good. I didn't come here to carry this. This is what's wrong with it. If you carry this on too long, the story gets old. What's happened? You're going to lose a lot of people.
Story's hot right now.
There are a lot of people right now that aren't even watching these shows anymore because they're sick of it.
No, I don't know.
Glenn,
One of them called in
before
this
you went
morning.
into City Hall
In fact,
that was a joke, and that the Board of Aldermen didn't meet, and that picture was from like 3 years ago. Elizabeth Morrow resigned from the board like 2 years ago.
excuse me, I said that about 20 minutes ago.
But Glenn, we're talking about when you went into the Board of Aldermen. I'm mowing my lawn, and somebody's car.
I did not go to the Board of Aldermen. They weren't there. What are you talking about? I did not go to.
About me.
I did not go to the Board of Aldermen. They weren't there.
You went to the City Hall, to the city clerk.
Yes,
I had
that's
it
not the Board of
verified.
Aldermen. You said the Board of Aldermen. Do you hear yourself? So
Said he had it
Glenn,
verified.
You knew that the Board of Aldermen does not meet in the month of June until the third week.
But you
knew
didn't because you
that
kept insisting on me that it was
Board of
true.
Aldermen could not have made
So
this
stop
ridiculous
defending yourself.
motion,
It's fake.
Even if they'd wanted to.
I
Why would you go into the city clerk's office? And the city clerk is a very important person.
He
very
is.
busy and demand to see him. And I know what
I
he
did
said
not
to you,
demand to
Glenn.
see him. By the way, he came out when I was talking to somebody
I
else.
know what he said to you,
So
Glenn.
he didn't. He
Yeah,
did.
he came out for a reason.
Oh, no,
because you're in there talking about some.
No. I wasn't loud. So
People made
again, you're
about
making
you.
things up. So you're all full of baloney.
Now
No, Glenn, you knew there was no meeting this month.
Then why did
Yet
you tell
went
me?
in
Why did
to
you tell me
a
that it was
busy
true?
office
We need to stop this because
and
it's crazy.
wasted the time of one of the most important men in this city over just a little joke.
You did that with
related
Gatsis,
to
remember? You did that with Gatsis.
The motion of no confidence
Well,
in the power.
Seems like you took it too far, Glenn. To complain.
I think he took it too far.
We do have someone on Skype. Hi, Eric.
Okay. I will.
Hello,
I just
hello,
think
John.
Glenn,
Hello, Gonzo.
My mother
Glenn.
would say, and it's just my mother's opinion, that you're out of your tree.
I have a question here, though.
Out of here.
Glenn, on Matt's show, you said you went to City Hall and they asked you if John Hopwood was causing trouble again.
No.
If that question was asked,
That wasn't the question. The question was asked by the city clerk was, who put this out? And I said, John Hopwood.
but anyone who saw that knew it was like satire. It wasn't meant to upset anyone.
Right.
Here we are. Here we are Thursday night, and the story's still there. So you're overcarrying it.
You compared Peter White to a school shooter.
I did not.
You owe him
I
an
did
apology
not.
for that.
And I did not compare him to that. Again, that's fake news.
Okay.
And this
You basically said people like Peter White are why school shootings happen.
I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
He's not.
Well, I think I think what
I think we need to go on with the program. Or I'm going to leave because I did not come here.
Well, we don't want you to.
Free country.
We don't,
It is a free country.
We don't want you to leave, but I just think what Eric is referring to is, you were saying that I don't know, you were making some sort of a connection between people being pushed too far.
We're talking about bullying.
Yes, that's that. Yes,
the people who bullied this young 18-year-old that shot those kids did not go to school with him. So it was a senseless killing. That's what I said.
But I think
we need to stop bullying in this country.
But I think the point that Eric is making is there is such a thing as political satire, and you put yourself out there. Like I tried to tell you the other day, you put yourself out there, people are going to satirize you,
Not
and that's
when
what
you
John
involve
Hopwood
my
was
kid.
doing.
Not when you involve
No. I'm referring to what John was doing, not any reference to your kids
For
on the morning show.
example, if Gonzo was to do a classic film review of an adult movie and impersonate me, I would laugh.
Yeah.
I think it's the greatest thing on earth.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who know me, I'm a very serious person to begin with. I take things seriously.
Oh yeah, you went and
Don't,
complained at
Glenn,
City
don't
Hall.
take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive.
Oh, really? I'm alive yet. I'm still alive.
He still has blood.
I'm still kicking. I'm not feeling good, but I'm still kicking. I'm a fighter.
Oh, are you all right?
I'm going to
I
be
mean-
fine. I just my disease keeps coming back, and I have to keep fighting it. And it's harder when you're older.
I mean, I think like, I didn't listen to the morning show for that in question, so I have no frame of reference of what was said there. But like, even when I saw it, I knew it was a joke. I didn't think it was like John Hopwood promoting an official meeting.
Well, I did too, except John Hopwood texted me and said, "Oh, it really did happen." Enough is enough.
I think John is back on the line with us too. Oh, he hung up. Never mind.
This has to end because this is not radio.
Well,
I didn't come here to continue.
It is radio.
There's no feud going on.
all right.
There's no
I
feud
don't
going
wanna-
on here. You guys are creating a feud that doesn't exist.
Okay, I'm gonna check out on that note before I cause more issues.
Well, don't.
It's time to put it to bed.
Eric, don't go away yet because John's on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, John, go ahead.
Glenn, you said when you were going off on Peter White, which was shameful what you said, in my opinion, you owe him an apology. You said you only, you're down at City Hall, and I think you just said it again, because we're attacking your kids. When did I ever say anything about your son?
You didn't. The morning
When did
show
I
did.
ever say one word about your son?
I never
You
said.
are a
I
liar.
never said you said that. Okay, I said the morning
but
show.
that's why you're down
Go
at
back
City
and
Hall,
listen to
right?
the morning show. The backup is there.
Oh, but why are you telling Matt Norman that I'm causing trouble?
Because you're the one that sent that thing out. He only wanted to know who sent that out.
That had nothing to do with your
I
kids.
wasn't going to lie to him.
That had nothing to do
I didn't
with
say
your
it did.
son.
You're not the morning show. Okay? You are not the morning show. Keep taking your meds.
Oh, see, that's not necessary.
Oh, that was
That's
a low
a-
blow.
that's mean.
They said it on the radio this morning.
He's a veteran.
Why is it different? Why is it different?
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran with PTSD who got it serving this country.
And I applaud him for serving our country. I'm not against that.
You know what, Matt? I'm done. I'm
So
going to
am I.
say something that I will regret after that. I'm John, I love you. Gonzo, you're amazing. Matt, great show. I'm out.
All right, Eric. Thank you, my friend.
This
Take
is not
care.
the first time that John
All right.
attacks me, so I'm not.
I know, but to get personal.
Eric.
Well, he made it personal.
Eric leaves us, but John is still there. I think.
Yes, you did. And I
No, I didn't.
It needs to end, guys.
You
This is
need
crazy.
to- you need
so
to
you know
come
what?
into
You
reality.
should
You're going to continue
apologize
this.
to John Hopwood
I don't owe him an apology. If anything, he owes me an apology.
Well, you
for
don't.
the meds thing.
We'll move on, Glenn. I think that, but
Glenn, don't leave. We're done. We'll leave it alone.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone.
Just apologize and we'll go on.
He's taking
You
his.
guys talk about.
Okay, well, John-
I went to I called the doctor and he didn't show up. You know
John-
darn well that
You're
that's
far
true.
away from the mic again.
Well, because I'm in the process of leaving. 'Cause I didn't
Oh.
come
Well-
here for that.
well, you
guys
don't-
are
Well, I'm
creating
leaving
it.
too, Matt. If you
You
leave.
guys are pushing a story.
No, nobody's pushing anything, but
Trying to get to the bottom of things.
yeah, I mean, I think John. I think what's going on. John is upset because he doesn't understand why.
He doesn't understand. He does that to a lot of people.
But he doesn't understand why you went and tried to complain to someone in an
I didn't
official.
complain. I went
Got
to
him in
verify
trouble.
because he told me that
Okay.
it really did happen.
So
okay?
so is that where?
That's what the verification was, I think. Not,
That's right.
not if there was an aldermatic meeting.
That's right. That's
Sounded
all
like
I asked.
problematic.
That's all I asked. Was there an automatic meeting Tuesday night? And he said, of course, we
And-
know better than that. Who
and-
told you that?
And John Hopwood said, I can't sing anymore.
So, wait, what?
John Hopwood
No, he
made a
said-
story, which I think
he
we all
said there was
know
a
is
motion
fake
made
because
that was
you're,
censored
you're a
from
good
singing.
singer. Why would you ever be banned? That's ridiculous.
First of all, City Hall wouldn't have a motion like that.
Yeah.
It's none of their business. It's America.
And you're good.
Wait, Glenn, you just said something very important there.
What's that?
City Hall would never have a motion like that.
I'm not
because
saying
this
at
is
City
a-
Hall.
But Glenn,
And even then.
that's the whole point, my friend. That is the whole point.
It's
it was
so
satire.
absurd.
It was so,
Yeah.
Thank you, Gonzo. Exactly. It
went too far.
But it was so absurd. It's obviously just satire. So why get so upset?
Because of the previous times that I've been on the morning show, okay?
You're conflating things.
No, it's enough.
That's what
enough
it
is enough.
And that's what John Hopwood, I think, was mad about.
Ian, you
Well,
said
that's
John
his
Hopwood
problem.
is not the morning show. You said it yourself.
not.
So all the farting has nothing to do with John.
Right. You can't, you see what, yeah, you
What
see
I'm
what's happening
trying
here,
to
Glenn?
say, you're saying why I'm like this. It's because it started with the morning show, and it wouldn't. I asked for it to stop, and it didn't stop.
But John,
Well, that's not your beef with John Hopwood.
I didn't say I
Right.
don't even have a beef with John.
You
I just
complained
want
about
as
him
a
to
reporter,
Matt Norman.
he should report facts.
yeah, but the
And
two,
leave it at that.
But they're two different things. I mean, first of all, you're upset with the morning show and with Peter. I still
You
think
came in upset too. I think.
I still think you and
No,
Peter.
you guys made me upset with all these phone calls. I did not
Well-
come in here to continue this story.
Well,
it should be done.
I just think that
If you call that ratings,
I think
you'd be surprised how many people are going click click.
I think
They don't want to hear it.
well,
over.
that's actually highly unlikely.
They don't want to hear it over and over again.
Trust me, this kind of thing passes the car test. You know what the car test is?
When you park,
The car test is when you're parking your car, you got the radio on, and you know you should shut off the car and go and do whatever it is you got to do, but you can't
Yeah.
because you're listening to something and you want to hear how it ends.
Yeah,
and this type of
Hannaford.
thing passes the car test.
it does.
All right.
Just apologize to Hopwood and
I'm not. Why am I
and
apologizing?
Peter, and Kyle for that matter.
Carl didn't do nothing. So why am I apologizing to Carl?
I think
I didn't say anything about Carl.
I think our friend
Carl was very respectful when he came here on the show.
our friend Dirk Don is Skyped in. Hi, Dirk.
Hi, how's it going, guys?
Good.
So
How
I'm
are
going to
you?
continue. So I'm
Good,
It's
good.
not what I came
Glenn
here for.
either
Glenn, come on,
either
don't leave.
apologize to John Hopwood or screw you.
As an artist,
Well-
I can pick to choose what I want to sing.
You are right.
Wait.
You can sing what you want.
And so,
Glenn.
you guys want to continue having fun on my expense?
We're not even having
Go right
fun.
ahead.
We're not trying to. We're Glenn. All right. I think Glenn's leaving.
I think he's. I'll give you the desk.
Well, we were about to move on, Glenn, but Dirk has a point. Well, yes,
we'll
it's
play
a
a
show.
song.
We take calls and we talk to people and
We'll play your song.
yeah,
you know you want that.
Yeah, don't you want us to play your song at the end? Glenn, please don't leave.
We'll play it right now.
Glenn, please don't leave. We love you, but you're conflating.
We'll stop.
You're transferring, and I think this is probably part of not to speak for Dirk and Dirk.
I think that I have a right to complain when they state that, oh, I call the doctor when you know darn well that never happens. That's illegal.
But we're not talking.
So you're making me a liar when I didn't lie.
Glenn, we're not talking about
I
that.
did have a doctor's appointment.
We're talking about you and John Hopwood, who are great friends.
Yes.
It didn't start there, though.
But I think John is upset.
John's upset?
John is upset because you're transferring onto him the things that you're upset with the morning show.
John came into the morning show on Facebook for
Messenger.
a simple reason. He was never there, and all of a sudden he's got a story to tell, and it goes on and on and on.
No, it's a live chat room. He wasn't.
It is a live chat
He
room.
didn't come in.
I
He's
didn't-
on
I
hiatus from the show.
I said he came in through Facebook. He came in here live.
We have a call. Jenny is with us on the line. Hi, Jenny.
It needs to end.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Glenn.
Hi.
Hi, Gonzo.
Hi, Glenn.
Can-
Jenny. Sorry.
Hey, Glenn, I love you. Would you please do me a favor in this moment and just take a deep breath for a moment?
I'm
And-
perfectly calm.
I love you to pieces. The problem that I think you're not seeing is that you got so angry. You said something really hurtful on air about medications, and that's not okay.
Well, they
And I
said
get
it.
that you're
how
upset,
come they said
and
it
I
this
love
morning?
you.
How come somebody said it this morning and it was okay then? You can't pick and choose.
Glenn,
You can't pick and choose.
Glenn, I'm not talking about this morning. I don't know what happened this morning. I'm talking about what I just heard from you. I don't care what happened this morning. I care about what just happened with you.
When someone gives you an insult, you can pay it back. I'm sorry, that's common.
Glenn, what you said was absolutely wrong.
Fine, I'll
And it's
apologize, but just for that,
unconscionable you would-
it's still what he created was fake news, and it's got to stop. You know, I'm going to leave
Glenn,
because you guys are still going
Glenn,
on.
please breathe.
I want it to end.
I want you
You're
to breathe.
projecting.
I'm not projecting. You
I
guys
just
aren't
want you to-
ending it.
I want you to breathe.
I didn't come
and
here to
I really
fight.
Want, I
And that's
want
what you
this
guys
to
are doing.
end, and I want everybody to say they're sorry and move along.
I'll breathe.
But
They're
please
not moving
realize
along.
that Hopwood's not responsible for what happened on the morning show.
I didn't say he
and
was.
Yelling at him
He's
about
responsible. What happened? What he put on the internet. That's what he's
it.
responsible.
You yelled at him for things that occurred when he wasn't even there.
No.
I want you to,
It
to
started
just
with the
breathe
morning
and
show.
realize that you're conflating a whole lot of things into.
Yeah, I have a reason to. It's
what
been
you
going
think
on
is
for
one
too long.
moment.
In with the
So,
nose.
Here you go again. You're not. You need to end
Out
this.
with
All
your
I
mouth.
ask. You've gone too far. End it.
I want things to be good with you and John Hopwood.
He's the one that has to stop
That's
doing
all
what he's
I
doing.
want.
Then
I want you to both be happy and loving to each other because deep
I
down
don't-
you both love each other.
I don't
to
hate
death.
him. We have a lot in common. He might not agree with that, but we do.
Right.
On the issues in that.
Tell him you love him and you're sorry.
I don't hate him.
You love him.
I'm not in love with him, but I don't hate him.
You don't have to be in love.
There's a difference. I love you. I'm
Matt,
not in
I
love
love
with
you.
you.
I love you, Matt.
I love
Glenn,
you.
I
Gonzo.
love
We
you.
are both
No,
very
this
stubborn
is
people.
not okay. This
Dirk,
is not
I
okay.
love you.
Wait,
No,
Dirk.
this is not okay. I'm sorry. I've been sitting on the side here, like listening to everything for like 5 minutes.
Yes, yes.
Nothing about this is okay. Glenn, John Hopwood, and Peter White did nothing wrong. And
really?
you need to actually, at some point, humble yourself
boy.
and apologize
No,
for what you're
no,
doing.
all the way
let's
across
not,
the
let's not,
country, Glenn.
let's
You
not
can't- he
re-stir
can't
the
hurt you.
pot.
Well,
No, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this.
Well-
I listened to Glenn take over an hour and a half deflecting and grandstanding.
These
Well,
these guys are family, and this is real lives, real people here that, you know, things like this have occurred in the past and people get a little too hot and upset. And the best thing to do is
Bye.
really just to let it go,
Well,
not to keep stirring it back up.
I understand he means a lot to you, Jen. I'm not discounting that at all.
oh yeah.
Well, he doesn't just mean
What
a
I'm-
lot to me. He's family. This is my family. We all see each
Sure.
other for real and hug each other for real, and I'd go to the ends of the earth for any of them.
Thank you,
Sure,
Jenny.
and I'm not trying to just stir the pot here. Like I'm actually like I'm sincerely not okay with what's been going on in the way that Glenn has been working with all this.
Yeah.
I understand that, but it's not about you, and it's not about whether you're comfortable or
I'm not making this
comfortable
about me.
In the,
I'm
at
not
the
ma-
end of
I'm
the
not-
day, this is about moving forward, and we were trying to bring this forward with Glenn and with Poppy and establish,
Well,
you know,
But then he
ourselves back to center.
said the medicine
you know?
thing.
yeah.
No, I'm not making this about me. I'm voicing something that is not about something that is not okay.
I think
I got you.
yeah, I think Dirk, your point. I want to make sure you get your point across because I think it got lost and Glenn has stormed out. But I think your point was, if I understand correctly, you were trying to make the point that Glenn should not have been speaking that way to John Hopwood because all John did was engage in some political satire, which is perfectly valid, and Glenn puts himself out there. But he's putting on to that, he's projecting onto that his upset with the morning show, and he's lashing out at
Conflating it
John.
completely.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he
yeah.
doesn't have the balls to complain about Peter White, that's for sure. So he goes after John Hopwood, an easy fish. Like,
I hadn't thought of it that way, but
We
yeah.
all get defensive when we have a hard time admitting when we do things wrong, and I think that there's a lot of that, you know.
But he's not admitting that he did
went
something
too
wrong.
far.
He's-
I know, and I wish that everybody would just take ownership of their own, you know, and move forward is where I was hoping to go, but unfortunately I failed.
Well, no, you didn't. It's not a matter of failure. It's
You're
I
not a
mean,
failure.
Glenn, you made an effort, Glenn. I mean, look, it's on Glenn. Glenn's the one who decided to leave.
he decided to come too.
He decides to come in and be a part of this and play in the sandbox.
Came in hot.
Yeah, he did, and then
True. Very true.
you know, if you're going to play in the sandbox, you got to be, you know, it's like I always say. I mean, as we all know, there's a guy who claims to be from New York who makes videos about us almost every day of his life and says all kinds of terrible things, and you know, we laugh about it because, you know, we're all in this big sandbox, and
It
you know.
gave me anxiety how
Yeah,
hot he
but-
came in.
The problem, the thing about him using dead kids to deflect,
Mm-hmm.
that's really the biggest problem that I have with all this. It's
I can't
not
say
okay.
that wasn't wrong because it was.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I don't. Yeah, you're right. You're both right. And I don't think he quite. I don't think he quite understands that. I'm not sure that he even remembers what he said.
I think he was saying this is how people do these things when you push them to the point I'm at right now.
Right.
Like he was boiling over.
Oh, that was his point.
But he
yeah.
would never do that. I'm just saying you can see why people get frustrated.
Right.
But
Right.
he took it out on John, and then the comment about because John struggles with a lot of things.
Yeah.
He can't be quiet. He can't stop chatting.
He's got severe PTSD.
It's like a nervousness thing. So to say, go take your meds, that could have hurt a lot of people who are listening too.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that have the same thing as John, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
Medication shaming is never okay. Just to put that out there into the ether in that I take medications that keep me alive and so do other people. And that includes keeping my brain healthy as well as the rest of me.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what a medication is for or what have you. It should never be used to shame you.
it should be encouraged.
So for that,
Mhm.
I'm not okay with that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I want this to go in a totally different direction. So I think I'm going to take my leave and let you guys get on and go forth.
All right, Jenny. Love you. Thank you.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye bye.
See you, Jenny.
Well, I'll be willing to continue this tomorrow morning on the morning show.
No doubt.
Unless we get hit with sanctions,
Right.
which happens sometimes.
Sure. Yeah.
You get
yeah.
told not to say a certain thing about a certain someone.
That is true. That has happened. Dirk, did you have anything to add?
God, I mean, Gonzo, I hope you don't have to deal with too much more of that.
I know.
I don't know, man. I
feel a little uncomfortable right now.
Well, I
I'll be
wasn't
all right,
very
though.
I know you'll be all right, buddy. But I was already not okay with things like how Glenn was trying to run the show when it came to the Ukraine event, and I wasn't vocal about it back then. And it's just like my patience about Glenn has been getting really tested lately, and I think he's going to need to begin humbling himself and admit that what he's been doing in the past few days is wrong. Like you never use the bodies of dead kids to deflect, the criticism towards you.
Yeah. He was out of line there. I think John might be back on the line with us too. John, is that you?
Oh, good.
No, it's Texas Mike.
Oh, Texas Mike. How are you, sir? I'll be damned.
Wonder what he has to say about this.
What's going on, Texas Mike?
Texas Mike, you got my vote.
So my opinion about this is John's thing was political satire, which is totally okay. Everybody does it. The main problem of this is when Glenn said he would, and then he listened to the song, and he was uncoupled with it. It's Glenn's right to not sing the song. I know Peter was keep egging on, and that's another problem. Because it's like, he promised, but Glenn probably did this, but Glenn should have said to Peter via message, I'm not comfortable with singing that song, and pick another one. Plain and simple. Glenn said on air that he was uncomfortable after he listened to Boys Club, that he was uncomfortable singing it, and it's his right in America to not sing it and put it on the air. Plain and simple.
Yes.
And that's my position.
But it's Pride Month. So like Peter's just trying to celebrate Pride Month, I think.
Oh, that's right.
That's all it was.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Every Pride Month.
I did not know that. So, but that's my position. I'll be in tomorrow to explain more. Goodbye.
All right, Mikey.
Bye,
Take
Mike.
care. Yeehaw, Texas Mike.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's this entire like dumpster fire just started just because one guy didn't want to do a song.
Oh,
How
I'll bring the
amazing.
gas. I'll bring the gas.
How amazing is that?
Oh, it's great.
That is pretty amazing. Yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I have the just to remind people.
I will learn it and play it next time. How's that?
He did commit to it.
So did he at least learn it?
I don't think he did.
I'm pretty sure not. Like all you have to do is just come out and say, "Hey, I can't do the song," or
Because I don't
and
believe
then
in
just-
the content of it. Is what he made a stand. I guess you have that right? You do have that right.
Yeah.
Whether you believe in it or not, you do have that right. And it sounds like Mike thinks that Peter took it too far or something. Is that what you kind of got out of that? I don't know.
I thought
Like
yeah,
it added to the fire, maybe.
I think so. Yeah, he sounded a little bit uncomfortable with
But the thing is,
Peter's
it's
approach. But
it's the morning show.
Yeah.
It's like everyone wakes up and it sucks, and you have to bring your kids to school, and you gotta get to work, and you spilled mustard on your tie because you ate the pretzel from the night before, and it's like this sucks. We could all use the little fart jokes once in a while.
Yes,
like that's what Peter's doing. He's not there to be serious.
Well-
sometimes he is, but sometimes it's more like, let's just hope you have a good 2 hours, and then
right,
have a good day after that.
right, exactly.
Don't take it too serious.
Yeah, I know. Well, the people's mayor does not like flatulence.
Well, obviously, and that's the first I've heard of this.
I know. I always assumed he'd be fine with it, but apparently, I guess Peter thought so too.
We
but
need
no.
a suggestion box.
Yes.
Well, if if you're going to be against flatulence, then don't be so full of hot air.
Ah,
That also
well
is
played,
true.
sir. Well played. Yes.
And I'm going to speak for Glenn on this.
Okay.
John, I apologize for the Medj comment. I'm sure I think he said I apologize. Actually, I did hear it.
I'd like to co-sign that. I also apologize on Glenn's behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's official.
Yeah.
I'm not taking part of that.
Well, that's okay. It only takes for two
Yeah.
third-party apologies to equal one Glenn apology.
Wait.
so-
Here we go. It's just an John. I'm gonna accept his apology on behalf of John Hopwood.
Wow, look at you.
Would you like to second that?
I would. I mean, I feel like we're taking some liberties here, but I'll do that.
Now
sure.
we're getting somewhere.
Oh, wow. Well, this is great. This is
we're
what
heroes.
This is closure.
Yes.
And we get to be heroes.
Yeah,
wow.
well,
All right. We're
I'm
gonna
glad that's wrapped up.
Yeah.
I like
Story
this. I
over.
like this new version of Glenn.
Yeah, well, Glenn apologizes to you too for having to hear that.
By the way, John Hopwood is definitely on the line this time. Hi, John.
First off,
Uh-oh.
Glenn is definitely not the people's mayor.
Uh-huh. Right.
Who are these people that acclaimed him the people's mayor? And secondly, he did not apologize,
No, we did for him.
and he owes he owes me an apology. But more importantly, I think Peter White, because as Dirk Don said, bringing in school shootings, particularly after we've had such a tragedy, and as I've said on your show before, I lived in Danbury, Connecticut, and Sandy Hook was in Newtown. It's part of Newtown, which is the next village over. I mean, that was unconscionable.
Horrific.
And, we want to make light of the fact of Glenn. But I think there was some real malevolence in there, and I am speaking truthfully. But I once called up the head of the studio because somebody heard Gonzo making fun of me, and I didn't even think about it. Remember, Matt?
I do. Yep.
And, yeah, you do, because I wasn't thinking that
Yeah.
the boss is going to call Matt, and he's going to say, what the hell's going on, right? So we're all capable of making stupid errors. And when I realized how stupid I was, I apologized immediately. But
Not to me.
that's because you don't deserve any apologies, Gonzo. That's part of our shtick.
Oh, right.
Well, that's that's what this all comes down to, isn't it, Matt? It's just all for fun, man.
It was.
Come on.
Yeah, it's just-
until he told the principal on you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How's it feel, John?
I used to go on to Peter's White Show. And he started, he was getting irritated with me, and I'd call in, and he'd have the flushing sound and cut me off.
Yeah.
That's part of the morning show.
It is.
Yeah, I know. Glenn takes himself quite seriously.
Speaking of taking things seriously, so what's about this song, Boys Club, that's controversial, that Glenn wouldn't want to...
It
I looked at
addresses
the lyrics.
It addresses alternative lifestyles and just whatnot, but
I think it's the line "Make love in the sun" because Glenn is very concerned about ticks.
and he's fair skinned.
Yes,
probably that.
Which one are we talking about? We were talking about Ween, right?
Yes. Boys Club by Ween. That's the song that Glenn was apparently very bothered by. It probably made him blush.
So did Sheila E. cover that song, or did she have her own Boys Club?
Not that I know of. That's probably a different boys club.
Yeah, probably. I haven't listened. You know me. I'm not up to date on the popular music.
Yes.
Matt. These sound recordings after 1991.
Right.
I'm pretty dense with, but I don't.
Which was a great year for me and Howard Zahn.
No, I graduated from Boston University. I'm talking in tongues again.
Sabatis.
I think the satanic portal has opened over my room here.
John, you're rocking out, man. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it because you're on fire right now.
Yeah, I agree
with that. What'd you do with my drawing from yesterday?
I hung it up.
Oh, I bet you trashed it, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, no.
Okay, we're returning the show to Matt.
All right, all right, John.
Signing out from Venus. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Wherever I am.
Yes. All right, John Hopwood leaves us, and we're almost out of time. Dirk, thank you so much, my friend. Hey, great job on that video, by the way, that you posted today.
Oh, yeah. Did you, by chance, talk about it much during this episode? I had to leave.
Oh, I talked about it a little bit. It ended up being such a busy show. I'll probably talk about it more tomorrow, actually. But cool. I did talk about it a little bit. But yes, excellent
Where
work.
can I see it?
Is that that's on the JavaFog channel, right?
No, Arrogant Media.
Oh, it is on Arrogant Media. Yeah, Arrogant Media YouTube channel.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dirk. Thank you so much, my friend.
Yep, toodles.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Dirk Don from the great state of Iowa. Whoops. And, that went by quick.
I feel like we got caught in the middle there.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, I don't know. I'll be all right, but definitely shaken up a little bit.
Are you?
Yeah, that was intense.
It was. That's the first time Glenn's ever walked out that I can recall.
Yeah.
There's been times he's threatened to, but I think that's the first time he ever walked out.
Way to go.
John Hopwood has walked out on the show.
Yeah, he walked out a lot.
Well, he did. It's been a long time since John's walked out. But in the earlier days of the show, John walked out a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since John walked out.
I've walked out before, but only because selfish reasons.
Yeah, so, not because you were angry about something. Just because you had to go. Yeah. Well, that's different. But
someone had my seat.
Oh.
But I was being a baby, and I'd like to apologize.
Oh, was this on the morning show?
This is like years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a big baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sorry for that, everybody.
Well, that's very nice. I
think it should be Apology Day.
I'm sorry, Gonzo.
Well, yeah, you should be.
I am. I feel bad.
What'd you do?
I don't know, but whatever it was, I would like to take ownership of my mistake, and I will try to do better in the future.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can all strive for better.
I think we all learned a lot today.
I learned a lot.
I think we can all learn a lot from today.
I learned that scarf Glenn wore was amazing looking. In light fair, like
yes. I mean, a bit baffling given it's a hot, humid day, and I'm not sure why one would want to wear a scarf.
To pat his sweat off his face.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I brought a scarf as well, but
you did?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I never think of that. I never think to have something to pat my face. Oh, I'll be damned.
It's nice to have a face patter.
I guess so.
Daryl Dion had a personal dryer. Whose name was Dryer.
Oh, that's right.
I have a patter of a face.
Yeah.
I was hoping to catch up with Glenn so I could get his scarf to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I hurry up.
Well, we'll close with. By the way, thank
Gotta
you. No, we do have to wrap up. By the way, thank you again to Eli Howard who joined us in the first hour.
Great interview, by the way.
Oh,
Great.
thank you. Yeah, no, I
That was
really enjoyed. I messaged him. I said, "Man, I really enjoyed talking with you." So he actually, speaking of apologies, he apologized to me in Messenger for dropping the S word. But
Twice.
I said, don't worry. I said we're on a delay. I was able to catch it, so it's so no harm, no foul. But no, great guy. I really enjoyed speaking with him. So. And Joe Lar in the chat room said A+ show today and definitely passed the car test. So I appreciate that. All right. We do have to go. I was going to play another Eli Howard song, but we'd have so little time to devote to it. So I'll the one that I was going to play today to end the show, I'll play tomorrow to open the show when we have more time. But I think we should end with the song that caused all this trouble to begin with. A little Ween. Peter's favorite band, I believe. So here it is. Talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Boys Club. Boys Club.